Howdy folks, I'm Chic, Cat Seer Wildflowers, constantly caressing cool cats.
I'm Amber.
And here are more cool cats for us to caress. We do this because we're floral. Let's get started on that. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk? My kids refuse to come to my wedding unless they can bring their grandmother. Edit, I'm going to offer to pay for a caregiver for the night. I will find the money, and hopefully it isn't too expensive. I divorced my ex-wife about 7 years ago. At the time, I was the stay-at-home parent, and my wife wanted to bring her old mother to live with us. It was a big argument. I didn't want her to move in because I knew that I would have to look after her and basically become a caregiver for her. I wanted for her to go to a home. My ex-wife told me that she was moving in no matter what, since she is the one who pays the bills. That is when we got divorced, and I went back to work. Well, I got every weekend with custody. I tried more, but it's really hard when you don't have much money. Unfortunately, the care for the grandmother fell on my two oldest kids when they were with their mom. It was a long-running argument between me and my ex-wife. Well, that was 7 years ago, and I'm getting remarried. My kids are now 21, 20, 18. And they still live at their mother's house and take care of their grandmother. I still see them most weekends, and my ex-wife works long hours to support everyone, so the care falls on them. I disagree with it so much. It doesn't help that my kids are bitter that I divorced their mom and that they were forced into a care role. They love their grandmother but are burnt out, and I've told them so many times that they can live with me full time, but they feel like they can't walk away because who would take care of their grandmother? Well, I sent out the invites to the wedding. They already knew the date, and I thought it was all good. I got a call from my oldest saying they need to bring grandmother and need extra invites. I don't care for the grandmother. She was a royal bee when I first met my wife and into our marriage. Well, I told her that she isn't invited and my ex-wife can look after her for a night. My kids told me that she can't since she'll be working. My wedding is on a Saturday a year from now. She can watch her mother one night a year from now. I told my oldest no, and their mom will need to figure it out. She then told me that she will not come if grandmother can't come. I reiterated that grandmother is not invited. We got into a big argument about it, and she told me that I need to step up unlike what I did years ago, the divorce. And I told her that she is welcome to come, but grandmother is not invited. My other kids have texted that they are not coming if grandmother can't. All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk, but this is such a rough situation for the poor kids. And I'm surprised the court didn't step in, like if they knew that the kids were going to be parentified like that and give OP more custody time. Like this is a major failure on behalf of the court system, because that should never have been the kid's responsibility to begin with. If, the mom couldn't take care of grandma, then unfortunately the only option is for her to go into some kind of retirement, or nursing home situation. I feel bad for OP and the kids in this situation. I understand that the kids feel like this is their responsibility. I understand their resentment because this should never have been their responsibility. But the real jerk here is the mom for foisting this on literal children.
Yeah. I mean, OP said what he would be comfortable with, and they didn't listen. So, I can't blame OP for the divorce here. And unfortunately, when kids are young, they don't quite understand, what the motivations are and stuff like that. Like, OP shouldn't have been forced into a care role that they weren't comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And especially to a person who doesn't seem to like them or respect them and, treats them badly. And I think that the kids, they're welcome to, of course, they love their grandmother, but they can't dictate who OP invites to their wedding, right? This is supposed to be a time for OP to be celebrating with the people who are closest to him, and the grandmother just isn't that kind of person, right? Now, if they had a cordial, warm relationship and she had been friendly to OP, maybe that would be a completely different situation, right? But I think that OP is, well within their rights to not want to have her at the wedding. And also, I agree with him in his assessment here that it's a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
She can't get a day off a year from now.
Well, that's it. Like they're excusing the mom for her complete negligence because, she works. Well, you know what?
OP does too.
Yeah, well, and everyone, that doesn't mean you get to foist caretaking responsibilities on someone else.
Yeah.
Like signing up to take care of your own children is not signing up to take care of every family member who needs care.
Exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Pay a Girl in My Neighborhood Who Did Some Work for Me? I'm a late 30s male, and I live in a fairly nice part of my neighborhood, but it's kind of split into two sections. One side is more affluent, where I am at, and the other side is more working class, with a lot of people struggling financially. It's pretty common for people from that side to come around asking for odd jobs, or even just asking for money. Well, a few weeks ago, I met this girl, probably around 18 to 23. She approached me saying that she was looking for work and would do anything. Her English wasn't great, and my Spanish isn't great either, but between the two of us, we managed to communicate well enough. Well, I had some things around the house that I wanted to get done, mostly yard work and a few projects inside. It ended up including putting in the new kitchen cabinets and countertop, plus refinishing my hardwood floors. I bought all the materials myself and found YouTube tutorials for the work. She followed them and honestly did a really good job. She was careful and took her time, and everything turned out well, even though she said that she didn't really have any experience. It was still mostly stuff that I could have done myself, but my fitness is not the best, and I would be slow and lack patience. So here's where things went sideways. When it came time to pay her, I asked her for her banking details so I could transfer the money. She said that she doesn't have a bank account. That made me uneasy, so I asked for an ID so that I could at least document the payment properly. She showed me a foreign ID, but didn't seem like something that I could just use for official paperwork. From my understanding, I just can't pay someone for the work like that without proper documentation. I would need to report it properly. And without a valid ID or tax information, I don't think that I can fill out the necessary forms. So I told her that I wasn't comfortable paying under those circumstances. Now she's really upset. Every time I see her in the neighborhood, she tells me that I owe her money and that I'm refusing to pay. She's also gotten my number somehow and texts me saying that I cheated her and is demanding cash. I feel bad because she did do the work and I was happy with it. I would like to pay her, but I also don't want to not follow procedures to do it correctly, as that could get both of us in trouble. All right, folks, what do you think?
Yes, OP, you're a major jerk. If you were concerned about payment, like officially documenting payment, that needed to be agreed upon up front. But as this is not a business operation, this is your personal home, I don't think you have to be too worried about the tax implications here. I think you're just looking for excuses not to pay her.
So the question I have is, when OP has made purchases from people in the past, large dollar values, has he asked for their bank details or anything like that? I mean, this is very strange to me. I have never, like, when somebody wants to be paid in cash, I pay them in cash, right? Like, it's not up to me to police what they do with that money, right? If they pay their taxes, that's up to them. If they don't pay their taxes, that's up to them. I mean, once the money leaves my hands, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't control or run someone else's life, and that's really what it boils down to, right? So OP needs to pay this woman what she's owed. They agreed to pay this money, and that's really what it boils down to. OP can give her a check, and she can cash that at Walmart or even some other places, but she might get charged a fee or something like that too. So it might not be fair to her. But no matter what, OP needs to, pay her the money that she's owed. And as for unless OP is literally itemizing their deduction, they don't need to track who they paid $6,000 to, right? Or $3,000. And I mean, I guess in the comments it comes out that it was $3,000. And so that's a lot of money for OP to basically be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to give you the $3,000 that I owe you. Sorry. Too bad, so sad. You should have had a bank account, right?
Right. And again, if that's something that is important to you, you got to ask up front. You don't get to stiff people money because you didn't do the due diligence up front.
Yeah. And OP's whole thing about being affluent and stuff like that, and being on the, better side of town. I mean, OP should be able to afford then to pay her what she's actually working for then, right? So I think that OP needs to take a good, long, hard look at themselves and actually pay this woman what she's owed, because that would be the right thing to do here. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. But folks, let's see what the Wheel of Judgment has to say. Wheel of Judgment, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the judgment that OP's earned. Bernard the Unhinged is coming for you.
I mean, I don't think that's a judgment so much as a statement of fact.
Yeah.
Bernard the Unhinged, champion of the working class.
Yes. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I the Jerk, a 21-year-old female, for asking my boyfriend, a 23-year-old male, for a contract stating that his mother cannot enter our house unannounced? For some background, my boyfriend and I have been dating for around 3 years now, July 2023, and his mom has never been the nicest to me. She constantly is nitpicking at everything that I do, usually when I get upset at my boyfriend and we have an argument. She told me that I'm psychotic, controlling, and some nasty names. There have been moments when I had to take a pregnancy test by myself because he was on vacation. I asked him to call me so that he could at least be there for me if it was positive, and he told me that he couldn't because his mom would scream at him. My boyfriend is extremely sweet and genuine, but a bit of a people pleaser when it comes to doing things for other people. He wants everyone to be happy, and that facet is one of the many reasons that I love him. We have an incredible relationship and have grown as people, and plan on spending the rest of our lives together. His mom, we'll call her Mel, and for context, has gone through some things. Mel has had 2 strokes and survived both. She is a middle school history teacher, owns a speedboat, and 3 rental properties. Her and her husband, we'll call my boyfriend Dad Jay, go on vacation constantly. I think even last month, they went to Austin, Texas, for absolutely no reason to go, but good on them. I'm glad that they did get to travel and have the money to do so. Plus, it gives me more time with my boyfriend, we'll call him Tommy. Flash forward today to the past month and a half. Tommy and I have been talking about moving in together for the last year. I'm graduating with my undergrad in December 2026 and plan on going to medical school in the city that he lives in. For the last 6 months, he has been working hard to get pre-approved, get all of his budgeting sorted, and find us a place that meets all of our needs. At one point, sometime in the beginning of March, I had found a home in a nice enough side of the city, and it had absolutely all the necessities and even some of the extras that we wanted. He and I were about to sit down and talk about the place more on my 21st birthday, where I said that I didn't want to talk about the house stuff because it was so stressful, when his mom texted him and told him that she had put a bid in for a house neither him nor I were really interested in. It came as a shock, no surprise there. Tommy even had a bit of an anxiety attack due to the sheer shock and insanity of it all. The house is all right, but needs a lot of cosmetic work and doesn't have as many necessities as the others. But both places were within budget. But she insisted that he get this house and told him not to let me make him lose such a great opportunity that she had made for him. As for what's going on currently, the loan has been approved in Mel's name, not Tommy. He put over $15,000 into it, and I'm asking for a lawyer for some form of contract, and he's saying that I'm overreacting. Am I the jerk? Edit. Wow, way more replies than I was expecting. Lol. Some other context. My boyfriend does not like living with his parents and finds humor in their antics of alcoholism, etc. However, since we've gotten together, he's been saving for a house so that he can move out and we can move in together. He's been putting me first in nearly everything, and in my heart, I know he's doing the best that he can. My issue is with his mother. She constantly keeps him under her thumb, using money as an incentive. He pays their entire water bill every month for a house of 4 people because he washes his truck, maybe twice a month at home. He buys his own food, takes care of all his things, doesn't leave messes, and genuinely cleans up after himself. To me, this seems more like his mom doesn't want him to move out anyways, rather than what people would expect a mom putting in a bid for a house for their son. This entire ordeal has been so confusing, and he's extremely stressed out. We're both trying to find a way to make our space that is respected while living under a roof, technically. Hence, why I suggested a contract of sorts. All right, folks, what do you think?
OP, you really need to take off the rose-colored glasses here. Even if your boyfriend is a people pleaser, why are you not on the list of people he's pleasing?
Exactly. OP should be at the very top of that list of people to please. But it seems like everyone else's happiness comes before theirs.
Yeah, like your boyfriend, is he in a relationship with you or his mom? Why is he letting his mom dictate what house? Like, it sounds like he's the one paying for the down payment, but his mom's name is the one on the mortgage.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way this is going to work out, OP. Like, you can ask for a contract if you want, but that's not going to stop his mom. This is mommy's house. Like, she's going to be over there all she wants.
Yeah.
Like, she's been trying to sabotage your relationship at every turn, and she is succeeding. Like, she is, your boyfriend is always caving to her. You have both had a house you were interested in. What does he do? Oh, well, my mom put a bid, so I had to go with this one. It's always, oh, well, he's always going to be caving to his mom's whims.
Well, and that's it too. And because her name is on the mortgage, and it sounds like that's the case, it sounds like all the money that OP pays into that is probably going to go towards her, right? And plus,
yeah, she's the one building equity in all of this.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, OP wouldn't even be able to go to the police, because what are they going to say if she comes over to the house? Like,
yeah, like, I don't see how you would think this contract for 1 second would be enforceable.
Yeah.
It's up to the mom to adhere to it, and mom has already shown she's perfectly happy to trample all over your boundaries.
yeah, and this would have to be something that she signs, and does OP really think that she's going to sign that willingly? And, like, if this is just between OP and their partner, there's no way that contract is going to actually be enforced, right? So I think that OP, like you said, needs to take the rose-colored glasses off and just accept that this relationship, she's always going to come second fiddle to the mom, right? And that's not going to change. And I think OP thinks it's going to change eventually, but I mean, we've seen so many stories where it just never changes, right?
Like, OP, what I want you to do is write down a list of all the times when he has, like, major decisions you've had to make, and has he listened to his mom or you? Because it may be on a day-to-day basis, yeah, maybe he buys you flowers sometimes and does some nice stuff for you. But when push comes to shove, when it's you versus his mom, has he ever put you first? Or is it always, oh, well, I have to do what my mom wants?
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk If I Refuse to Act as a Resident Gate Opener for Another Tenant Who Keeps on Forgetting Her Keys? I'm working from home and staying in an apartment complex. One time, I received this random friend request and message request from someone I don't know who turned out to be a tenant from another unit. She asked for a favor to open the gate for her as she forgot her keys, so I did. However, I've noticed that it has become a reoccurring incident almost every day. She would even message me if I'm still awake in the wee hours so I can open the gate for her. Each of us were given a key to the gate, but she and some of the other tenants keep forgetting theirs. Seems like she just added me so that I could be her gate opener whenever she comes home. We haven't even had small talk about other things. I checked and she is a legal tenant. I don't like it when people bother me frequently, especially those that I'm not close to. A few times are fine, but if it becomes a norm, it's a nuisance. To be fair, I don't like asking for favors from others as well. She started messaging me when our landlady posted a warning to penalizing those who leave the gate unlocked while unattended for security purposes. I did notice that before the warning, the gate was always unlocked or hanging open every time I would come home, which means that anyone can just enter the building. I sometimes turn off my messaging app so that she won't bother me. All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. It's not your responsibility. She can learn to bring a key.
Well, this is the one time that OP is properly being a gatekeeper, I guess. No, I mean, OP shouldn't be a gatekeeper. OP should stop gatekeeping. I think that this is something that OP should report to management and say, hey, I keep getting calls about opening gates for people. And I think also this might even be a problem because OP shouldn't be opening the gate for people, right? Like, if you don't have your key, then you should have there are other ways of going about getting back into the complex, right?
Right, like OP could be opening themselves up to liability if something were to go wrong.
Yeah. So I think that OP would be wise to contact their landlord, talk to them about the situation, and then have them resolve this, because it's not up to OP to do this. And I think that OP also needs to talk to this person and say, hey, I'm going to block you. I'm not going to open the gate for you anymore. You really need to remember your key. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. And Amber, she has a joke.
What do you call someone who pretends to be Swedish?
I would call someone who pretends to be Swedish the Swedish chef. Borja, 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 Borja.
An artificial sweetener.
No. It was bad. And I have licorice spice. And folks, today is a special day. It's Gatekeeper Day. So go and be a gatekeeper. Find something random and gatekeep it.
Don't. I mean, unless we're talking about literal gates you're working with, but don't gatekeep things. It's not nice.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy terrific Tuesday, spelled TWO. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on gatekeeping.
Don't, force people to open gates for you. Just remember your keys.
Yeah. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.